I think I speak out for all of us when I say that I think everybody is entitled to some closure. And at first I didn't want to make this video, but I felt so frustrated that I just feel like I just need to get it out. So last year I went to this sports college, and you know essentially I was really excited because it was something where I've never been to a sports college before, and I was really eager to pursue um, my dream career. And you know and like with a lot of colleges, you try to be friends with you try to be friends with some people, you try to just act civil, and just try not to you know act hostile towards anyone. But for me, you know I've felt so anxious, and especially when I'm in places where I don't necessarily know everyone. And it did take a while for me to adjust. And you know mentally, I just felt like like I was hated. Before before anyone could even judge me. And I'm not gonna lie that I shouldn't have judged, and I shouldn't have put myself in that category, before anyone actually knows me. But this has felt like this has felt like a topic where I've hidden for a large part of my life now, and I've even considered taking my own life because of this. And as much as I want to cry right now, you know, I physically can't. I'm a reason why is because the only reason why I'm not crying is because I'm making this video. So I actually make it through, and you know, and and be as clear as possible. But I felt like I've been a victim to bullying and harassment for a while now, and it's been it's been hell. It's been absolute hell for me. It's felt like a hurricane what's destroyed a lot of my life, really. And the scary part is that I don't know if I'll ever recover. And I got in contact with a person who made me feel like this, called Tyler Beggs. And I messaged him, and I was so desperate to to clear the air with him. And you know I wouldn't even I wouldn't even wish this feeling on my worst enemy, because what I'm going through right now, you know I would rather have 1,000 needles stuck in my back compared to this oblivion what I'm in right now. And this bullying harassment was quite minor to begin with, and I thought I could handle it. And it was just comments about my hair, and it just felt it just felt kind of felt like everyone wanted to just press my buttons all at once. And I admit I'm not a you know I'm not always a social person, but I think everyone's entitled to their own to their own space. and constantly when I was in the class, I felt like this guy, um, Tyler Beggs, just always, it just always made me feel anxious, and I would be there just trying to just shut all my feelings off and just carry on with the lesson, and it would feel like such, it'd feel like such a challenge and such a battle that sometimes I just felt like just giving up, and and I admit that it felt like it was all in my mind, and probably part of some of it probably was, you know I could have been there, and you know there could have been no one giving me grief, and I could still be there thinking that everyone wants to make me feel like I don't belong. But the fact was, with this guy who was in my class, I never got the chance to make amends with him, and it's been dawning on me it's been dawning on me for such a while now, because not getting closure on something is probably the worst thing I could ever go through, and I'm sure there's probably a lot of other people who have never got closure in their life, but it's it sent me into such a really dark state where right now I'd rather be dead, and and the only reason why that is because this problem has been constantly on my mind, and it's not giving me a break, and you know I even broke down to a to a staff member there, and I cried, and he just stood there and he did nothing, and I told all the tutors, nearly all the tutors, and they did nothing. You know, and for someone like me who hasn't done anything to deserve this, who goes through absolute hell every day, constantly being reminded of the scars and the harassment I was put through. I mean, you've got him who can just walk away scot free, and leave people like me in absolute sheer bliss. And I just don't find it fair that I did nothing wrong. I did absolutely nothing wrong, and I've been made to feel like a victim of something I should have never have gone through in my entire life. My head just feels really clouded. And I'm that's just the tip of the iceberg, because people like them will never see the actual damage it's caused to someone like me. I don't even know if I'll ever recover properly, if I'll ever get to if I'll ever get to a better stage of my life. I'm gonna get told by people, just ignore them, just you know, but but I thought I was doing the right thing, and I thought for a minute that once he messaged me and he said that he was sorry, and and we planned to, you know, and we planned something where it would get this closure, and that would be it. And like I said, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. It's that bad. I just don't get with society. I you know I thought that I was being polite, and I was trying to do the sensible thing. But when I messaged him, it was like a cat and dog chase. There was just no, there was no kind of um it felt like there was no goal at the end of it. And not getting closure is just the worst thing I could, that's in my life at the moment. And I think it's, and I just think it's what we should all, we should all get. And if I still felt, if I still felt like myself, but I was still going through a rough patch, I probably wouldn't be, I probably wouldn't be reminiscing so much on a lot of my videos, what I do. But once, when it gets to a stage where someone's made you feel like, you know once when someone has made you feel like that they've deprived you of your life, that's when it gets serious. And I don't think, I don't think that person who's made you feel like that should be able to walk away scot-free, and and not give a toss, because that's just an insult to people like me. I don't, and like I said, they don't see the impact, what it does. you know I never thought that I would be, that I would be going through suicidal thoughts, that I would be walking up to a motorway bridge to think about jumping off, to, about about jumping off a ledge. And I just think when it gets to that point, I think when it gets to that point where someone's made it blatantly obvious to you, if if it made it blatantly obvious to the person who's made him feel deprived, and in this insufferable state, I think it's enough, you know, to make him think, all right, then you know, we'll get a drink, or we'll have some kind of interaction, because essentially I'm not, I'm not asking for £1 million, and I'm not asking for a lot. I just think it's, I just think it's a decent thing to do, and it's the moral thing to do when someone's in this deprived state of mind. You know, the moral thing to do is to at least, I agree to be civil with them, and get some kind of drink, because that 5 minutes of their time, is, just because it's so little, it means a lot. Even if it was 5 minutes, if I spent with that person, it would feel like a huge weight is being lifted off my shoulder. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.